All right, guys. Well, it was a long weekend. Drove all the way to Ocean City, Maryland, and it was a madhouse down there. Not because of the volleyball tournament. I knew nothing about this. They had some kind of classic car ocean ride, they called it, and I guess it's been going on for many years. And I'll be honest with you, I've been to a lot of car shows. I've never seen this many cars in one spot in my entire life. It was absolutely crazy. It was from 2025 to like a 1905, and anything else you can think of was there. These guys here drove up and down the strip to like 2:30 in the morning, exhaust just blaring, and there were stoplights like every 200 yards, and the speed limit is 30 miles an hour. Them guys were hitting 70, 80 miles an hour between stoplights, and cops just watched them. They didn't pull anybody. I take that back. It's funny. They wouldn't pull those guys going past them, but they would pull some random dude just going like 32 miles an hour. Don't understand it. Didn't see the logic behind what they did or how they did it, but I didn't care. But we watched it, and people just lined the streets till 2 o'clock in the morning. And we watched it. That was an amazing thing. If anybody's looking for a vacation next year, it happens the same time every year. I don't remember the name of it. I'll put a link in the description below when I put this video out of what the actual event's called. The girls, they did good. They won everything on Saturday. Came in on Sunday, won the first one, got flat, lost it, put them in a different bracket, and they won 2 games. Yeah, it was 2 games out of 2. They won 1 game out of 2. So we ended up somewhere between 4th and 6th place out of about 50 teams. Not too bad though, but they need to learn to finish it on a Sunday. They've been going flat on Sundays for some oddball reason. All right, next thing we were going to do is get this condenser out of this car, and we got to remove this front bumper. It's held on with some 10s and of course a half dozen push clips. And somebody's already been messing with this because it's missing push clips. This one was just sitting here. So I don't know, like I said, it's kind of wondering, maybe somebody already went through this and just couldn't figure it out. Not 100% not sure how this bumper oh boy, I'm tongue-tied. Not 100% sure how this bumper comes off, so it's we'll figure it out as we go, right? Come on. There's a couple of, looks like about 3 10s, one here, and one down low. One here, and one down low. All right, we're getting somewhere. Let's see here. All right. That snaps off. We're here. Looks like there might be something somewhere else. All right, let me, I didn't get the screws out on this fender well over here. Now don't get me wrong, I am super proud of those girls. They played amazing. They did really well. You just gotta learn to finish it. All right, let's see. Normally, these bumpers here, they just kind of pop off. Let's go take one more out. There we go. All right, we're getting somewhere. Where we hung up at? I'm sure there's a clip somewhere hiding. Oh, you know what? This looks kind of like maybe something in here. Yep. I think she's about ready to fall off. Got to unplug the lights. There's 2 tins in the grill. I'm gonna lean it back this way and get these harnesses unplugged. There's 2 plugs over here, a gray one and a white one. The white one's being a little bit of a booger. But that's it. So think about that when you buy a car. 3 tins, 6 push clips, and 6 small Phillips. So I wonder why these cars won't rattle all to hell when you drive them, you know? All right, next thing we're gonna take off, and again, this one was missing push clip also. So when I go back with it, we're gonna have to go back there and find some push clips to replace what whoever worked on it didn't put back in. Let's move this light out of the way. I'm gonna try to take it out without taking the reinforcement off. That's the metal bracket, that's the metal support that goes behind the rear bumper. I don't think you have to, but you never know. Because this is your AC condenser, it looks like it just snaps in place. It just kind of links in, so it should lift up and pull down. You got one line right here and one down here. I think we'll be all right. I'll say I think we'll be all right. See, someone did the same thing with this one here too. This is not a factory bolt. I think this system's been built once before, to be right honest with you. I'm hoping that, and normally they do, normally like your AC compressors or your condensers, they'll come with plugs in it, and those plugs are normally bolted in. I'm kind of hoping that's how this comes, to be right honest with you. AC line. And we're going to flush all these lines out. Oh gosh, yeah, check this out. Look right here. I told you somebody's been here before. This thing's wire tied on. Rather than get the right clip to put it right here, they just wire tied it. Chinchy. Gave me half of it. All right, cut the clip off, get this crap out of the way. And it looks like I say, this just goes, you pull it up and it'll come out and then you go straight down with it. Let's see. Right, that's this side. There's a black push clip right here. You push back on the bottom and slowly start sliding it up. And then you have to release one on the top too. This push clip here is, so it's not really a clip. Let me show you what it looks like. If you look right here, let me close this up. If you look right here, this is what it looks like. You push this in and it slides up. But this is not moving in very well. It's very old and brittle. Then once you get it up, you have to move this one out of the way. This one here pushed fairly easy by hand. I got it out of the way with no problem. This one here doesn't want to really move. Kind of got me worried a little bit. I don't want to take any chances and break nothing. Alright. Just use a screwdriver, go behind the dryer here, pushing on the clip, made it a little bit easier. Then this one here goes right here. And it kind of just comes right out, looks like. All right, one condenser. This is what I was talking about earlier. when you get new condensers and new compressors, they all come with bolts that hold the actual plugs in there so it doesn't get moisture inside there. We're just going to use what they sent us right here, and I'm happy with that. I think that'll be just fine, actually. Be a lot better than what they had there, I can promise. And you can hear that. It actually had moisture in it, or air in it, should I say. Also, make sure you use new O-rings. And what I mean by new O-rings is everywhere that there was a connection is going to have an O-ring on it. Make sure you go back with a new one. All right, I'm going to start down here. I'll show you how to do one. All the rest are exactly the same. I use a little pick like that. Go inside here. So you pop out the O-ring and just match it up and get another one. You don't need to see me do about 4 or 5 of these. They're all done exactly the same way. All right, let's get this condenser up in there. And that's kind of reverse procedure. Just make sure when you do it, you get it locked in good. There we go. All right, we are in like Flint. All right, waiting on some flush to get here. When it gets here, I'm gonna flush the lines out and then we'll finish installing this thing. To make it easy, I used to have the machine that did it. Now I just buy a can of the stuff. And this stuff works really good. I haven't had any issues with it so far. And basically what you do is you squirt it. You kind of put it up against the tube right here. You give her a little squirt, put a little bit in there. Then I blow it out with air the rest of the way. All right, that's that one. All right, let me lower it down because I can't reach the evaporator, but you're gonna do the whole system like that, the evaporator and all the lines. You don't need to do the compressor or the condenser because they're brand new. And it's basically, it's a rinse and repeat for everything. But the only thing I do different when I'm all done, I take and blow air through it. Ah, come on.
He's lying, he fakes everything.
I do. Hey, this is an X-rated channel, you're okay. Definitely not for kids. Then I just grab my trusty little blower I've had for probably as long as half of you guys have been old. Been old, is that even a word? Been old. How long you been old, man? I've been old a long time. Well, that came out awful fast. Whew. I got douched. Damn. Oh yeah, make sure after you flush the system, look up your specs and go back with the correct amount of oil in the system, because if not, you will be screwed. All right, let's do that again. Holy shit. Damn, that got me good. Bring the eyeball too. My contacts will be new tonight. Now I'm not gonna put the bumper and stuff on there until I get it all back together and we do a vacuum test on it. Make sure that it's not gonna, we don't have any leaks. No, and I don't feel real confident about this one right here. I hope it stays. It just feels kind of weird. Don't feel like it's set very well. That feels like shit. I hope it freaking don't leak on me. All right, I'm gonna get it the rest of the way. We'll get the compressor on now. And the same thing with the new compressor. I'm going back with the factory bolts that came in the compressor. Hope the bitch ain't too long. Most time you get lucky. Oop, too long. This is one of them that came out that was originally factory. I just gotta go find something better than what they had before. So I'll be with you in a minute. And I'm gonna hang it just like that till I find a better bolt. battery was going dead. So let me tell you what I did. The original bolt that came in the compressor didn't fit. I went back with the factory bolt that came out. The other one that was a VS bolt like this, we're just gonna shit can that, and I'm going back with another factory bolt like this for the other line. I did flush the lines out and go with new O-rings down here. All right, we'll go ahead and get the bracket back installed. It ain't that one, that's for damn sure. This one, the little one. If you're using an electric ratchet, always go back with it and make sure they're tight with a hand ratchet. Last thing you want is the damn compressor to fall out while you're driving down the road. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, hold on. All right, let me go ahead and get the belt in place now. Once they get that up in there, I'll lower it down, we'll get the expansion valve on it, and we'll do a vacuum test leak on it. All right, then they route these belts stupidest way sometimes. I know there's an easier way to do this. Fucking head I hit. Bullshit. Oh, you dog. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a pain in the butt. But anyway, it's done. Let me go ahead and get it down, get the expansion valve on there, and we are heading in the right direction. This ain't fitting very well. Something ain't sitting right. And that took a few minutes. It didn't feel like it wanted to sit right in there. I guess once I got it in place, it kind of went. You'll know when I go to pressure test it or vacuum test it if it don't come down to zero within seriously about 30 seconds. Normally you have a leak somewhere. Now I'm not saying you're done in 30 seconds, but that thing should get down to zero. When you start it, it should pull down quickly. This thing is definitely wrong. Yeah, in 2 seconds I will. All right, this thing is definitely wrong. Let me get it off and get the correct one here. All right, so 3 expansion valves later, we finally got one that's gonna fit and work okay. There was evidently something odd about the evaporator and the AC lines. So I'm not sure if that's a newer style evaporator in the car, because the older style for the 13 did not fit. So they went to a 14, and a 14 fits just fine. So there must be something different about it. And I guess they just didn't hook it up correctly. Or I guess they must have mismatched parts at the factory is what I guess, what I'm trying to say. Oh, no freaking way. You're kidding me. The freak out of Dodge. All right. Well, this can be good. On the high side line coming off the expansion valve, I just happened to put my hands on it and the damn tip just fell off. So I guess now we need a high side line for this car. Would not have thought that, but at least it's not too bad to replace one daggone line too. All right, let me get it ordered. We'll get it here and get it put on. So it's becoming a never-ending job between a half a day messing with that expansion valve in the back trying to get the right part, and then just noticing that that piece was cracked on there. It's one thing after another. I need to get this thing done off my lift because I have jobs backing up now. So keep my fingers crossed that someone's got an AC line we can put on this car and get it done. Becoming a pain in my butt. All right, so we couldn't find an aftermarket line and we had to order one from the dealer, and of course that put us into another day. All right, we need to get this car done. This lady needs her car. That's the part number right here for the line from the dealer. And it's pretty simple to put on, not a big deal. It's got one clip back here in the back. You just kind of pop it up and pull it out. A big clip holds the suction in the high side line, and you just kind of start pulling it up all the way around. And the new line does come with a new sensor, so that's kind of cool. You would think for the price, I think it was only like 180 bucks or something like that. The little white tabs or the little white clips on the side, sometimes it's easier to get a pair of pliers and just go down there and squeeze it when you do it. And we need to take off that tin. Good thing this line is bent, messed up. I'll bend the shit out of it getting it out. All right, one line. All right, here goes the fun part. Putting it in without really deforming the line. I didn't tell him to use that particular towel. I said, grab a nice towel. Well, it did for tonight. We didn't get a $1,000 radio stolen, I hope. Let's see here. I don't want to have to move all that. Come on. Come on. Gotta be a way. Maybe this way? Maybe. It's like a freaking puzzle, and I hate puzzles. Don't like puzzles. Should get my wife here. She loves puzzles. Yay. I think it's a little bent from the shipment, to be honest with you, too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Feel like I just won the lottery. Pop this off. Make sure it's got the O-ring on it. It does have one on there. It's always best to make sure. You don't want to do it twice. All right, I went ahead and got the bracket on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the machine on it, and we're gonna do just a 45-minute vacuum. I'm not gonna do an auto sequence at this time. I wanna make sure everything is kosher with it. All right, so what we'll do is we're just gonna go and do a vacuum only. We're not doing the oil right this minute. When I do it, I'm gonna inject the oil straight from the machine. So let's do, for right now, let's just go ahead and do the 45-minute vacuum. And the system was open for a long time, and by doing that much of a vacuum, you just get a lot of moisture. You'll get as much moisture as you can out of it. Let's run a leak test at this point. Now, if this goes down really fast all the way to 0, you know you pretty much got good seal everywhere. If it was a pause somewhere up here between the 10 and, I don't know, around the 5 mark, you're good. This thing went down super fast, so I'm real confident we're not gonna have any issues with it. We're gonna go ahead, definitely though, let it run through its sequence on the 45 minutes. That'll get rid of, like I said a minute ago, as much moisture as you can and a good vacuum on it. And then it's gonna go through a 10-minute or a 5-minute hold, I believe it is. If that checks out, we'll go ahead and fill the system and add oil at that time. And because everything's been flushed and there's new, and there was no oil in the compressor, I'll get what the specs are and we'll inject that much into the system. All right, see you in about an hour. All right, so if you look right here, it passed the leak test. We are good to go. Next thing I'll do is just hit any key, and we're gonna do, we're just gonna charge, hit enter, yeah. It's 54 kilograms. And I want to be able to put oil in it, so I'm hoping I can do it at this step here. Sometimes the machine skips it and I gotta go back and do it manually. Hit OK. We're gonna do it from both of them. Cancel. Done. Let me do something again here. Go back to auto sequence maybe. No, we're not gonna recycle. We're not pulling a vacuum. Yes. Hold on a second here. Here it is. Inject oil. Enter. With this machine here, if you have pressure in the system, see, like just from doing that little bit of thing I just did, it won't inject any oil. So I'm gonna hit recover real quick and just hit yeah. Oh shit, no. We didn't want to do that. Cancel. Clearing. All right, so we're just gonna pull it back down and recover. I think a little bit of Freon went into the vehicle. And again, with this machine, it's kind of weird. Once Freon's in it and it has any pressure in it, you can't put oil in it. But when I pull it down to 0 here, I can go ahead and hit pause and cancel it out and we'll be fine. It really didn't put much in it. I think it put maybe like 10 kgs in it, which isn't a lot, but come on. All right, I should be able to put it in now if I hit pause. We're gonna go to inject oil. Start this all over again. I apologize for the interruptions. If I hit enter, checking pressures, there should be no pressures in the vehicle. Authorizing disc, blah, blah, blah. We want to inject, and I've got 3 ounces in the bottle, so if I hit inject, it should take about all of it. Press and hold and watch the bottle level. Come on, one in. So the machine took a crap on me. We're having to do it old school. I had to pump it in my hand, which is a pain in the ass. Call the Snap-on guy and he tells me that they no longer service that machine, even though it says Snap-on, it's not a Snap-on. I said, how can it not be Snap-on? It says Snap-on. So anyway, we're getting it in, almost there. I'm gonna have to buy a better pump. This bitch is older than I am. We're almost there. Come on, don't give up on me now. Unreal. Ain't been nothing but problems with this car. We are right about there. another 1/2 ounce. All right, we're done. We'll get the lens back on. Let's get it full of Freon. Make sure it's blowing ice cold and get this back together and we're done. So back on the machine. Oh, stay with me. All right, we're gonna hit stop. We're gonna put this at kgs, 54. Actually, I'll go 57. Hit OK. All right, charge amount. We're charging. The disc is messed up in the machine. I think it's time for a new machine. We're gonna put 56 in it. 57, I mean. Hit OK. We're gonna fill it through both sides. Next, start, and we are filling it up now. So we are full. We're gonna hit done. Let me go ahead and get this car started up. This car didn't fought me the whole damn way today, and yesterday, and the day before. Let's see, push start, ice cold, air's on, recycle. Let's go ahead and get the car started. Well, I hear the compressor cutting on. Feels like it's getting cold. Let's look at the gauges. Make sure how we're looking here. So we're right about 20. Definitely want to put a little bit more Freon in it. Just make sure when you're doing the Freon and the car is running, you can only go in the low side. You don't want to do both. I'm gonna put 10, low side only. Give it a second, let it settle. See how high it comes. Normally it should be about 30. I believe it to be a little bit low still. So we're definitely on the low side still. Let me see how it feels inside. It's ice cold inside. I'll put a little bit more in it. Because like I said, looking at the gauges, the gauges are right. Not unless my machine isn't reading right. And that could be a problem too. So we're gonna fill it up by the gauges. And I'm not worried about the oil burning off the car at all. High side's looking good still. It's still, 125. Compressor on, let's see how high it gets. Not even 150 on a day like today. Let's see how cold it's blowing. So it was on auto. I took it off of auto. And we are sitting 42 degrees. 41, 42, 41. That's perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not gonna add any more Freon to this thing. I think we got her licked. This job goes to show you, not every job goes smoothly. Some jobs just become they're just a pain in the butt. It's just how it is. I know you watch YouTube a lot and you see people doing things and you're like, oh my God, that's so easy. It's not always that easy. The simplest job can go south a lot of times. Just gotta get patience, or have more patience than I had, because my patience are like this sometimes. All right, that's it for this video. I'm not gonna talk anymore, and I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.